Hi, I'm Danielle, and this is Chatter Out Loud, a podcast where I share thoughts and TV commentary on shows I like to watch. Now, before I start, I want to ask that you go ahead and like, follow, share, and subscribe. And on YouTube, where I upload my companion episode of my podcast, be sure to hit the notification bell. This way you can get a notification every time I post a new episode, and you won't miss out. So welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Your presence is very much appreciated. All right, if you've arrived here through my love of the game of Big Brother, and we share another common interest in Hallmark, that's great. You'll love this. If you wandered here because you love Hallmark, that's great. You'll also love this. Now, if you have no interest in Hallmark, the channel I'm talking about, the Hallmark channel, but you like or have enjoyed a romantic movie from time to time, I think you'll like this. And if you don't fall into any of those categories I just mentioned, that's okay. I ask that you take a listen anyway, and rest assured my other content is available on my podcasts and YouTube, and I look forward to our next chat on those other shows. All right, this is a segment of my podcast where I share the love I have for Hallmark movies. Yeah, it's true. I love their movies and mysteries series, as well as their romantic movies, original movies about love. I'm very much into their Christmas time of year. I'm invested in their Christmas in July. Yeah. I follow their Hallmark Facebook page and I watch the interviews. There are a few Hallmark podcasts I listen to myself. Yeah, I'm invested. I think I'm considered a Hallmarkie, but there are people out there I see online and I follow where I don't consider myself necessarily a Hallmarkie compared to them, right? But if you know me, you cannot deny that I'm a huge fan of Hallmark, the Hallmark channel, and their movies and mystery series. And I also enjoy seeing Monk aired on that channel as well. I like that show too. Over the past year and a half now, we're seeing more diversity on the Hallmark channel, and it's been great for all fans, right? I think they have a mahogany department within the Hallmark organization. So that's good, and that could account for the diversity that we're seeing, and we're due to see more. And so, like I said, I'm a huge Hallmark movie fan, and this movie, A Second Chance at Love, it definitely warmed my heart. The cast, their performances, the storyline, I loved it all. There were a couple of lines that were memorable to me. And as an example, there was one part in the movie where Jack said, or no, not Jack, this was Arnold. He said, "Where you see doubt, I see hope." And there was another part where he said, in our book, we play the main characters. I really love this movie. As we begin to get our footing into spring, by the way, have you recovered from losing that hour yet? I'm still working on it. Yep. Anyway, Hallmark has a Spring into Love series, right? This movie, A Second Chance at Love, falls right into that season, or into the season, and it stars Gloria Rubin, who plays Brenda, Eric LaSalle, who plays Jack, Alvina August, who plays Alicia, and Gerard Joseph, who plays Arnold. And sidebar, I tweeted about this too. Gerard Joseph, he resembles Russell Wilson. That has no bearing on the movie. It's just an observation. All right, the synopsis of the movie is as follows. With her marriage amiss, a woman immerses herself in... With her marriage amiss, a woman immerses herself in her divorced parents' affairs by setting them up through a dating app. So this movie explores love and shares a story of two people, Jack and Brenda, who were married, now divorced, and they're finding their way back in love with the aid of their daughter, Alicia, and a dating app, right? The storyline also shares how much of an impact the divorce has, not past tense, has on Alicia, and she struggles in her own marriage with Arnold. We quickly see the complexities that could be real in any relationship, right? Arnold wants to start a family. Alicia isn't quite ready. And no wonder she's not ready, because she spends a whole lot of time focusing on her parents' love life. Ironically, we hear Alicia refer to herself in the movie as a love doctor, but throughout the movie, we see her struggle to treat her own relationship. Um, Overall, we see her work through the trauma of her parents' divorce and the impact it had on her own marriage. We also see Brenda and Jack rekindle their love with more understanding, more communication, and more support. And we get the happy ending of people in relationships where they are able to be their full selves, which I really liked. And they're able to be their full selves while getting support from their significant other. And isn't that relatable? Right? Don't we all strive for that in our relationships? We want to be our full selves and have the support of our significant others and our loved ones, right? And I don't know, I don't want it to be missed that we also see people face their fears. We see doubts. We see insecurities in this movie. We see all of these, both of these couples grow into partners with the ability to communicate. With the ability, to communicate those fears and gain understanding. It was a really great movie to me. I really, really like it. We also see good friends in the movie. I made a note about that gives sound advice, along with Meemaw, who is, or some people, it's the grandma. Some people refer to grandmas as Meemaw, Gigi, grandma, grandmother, whatever. But in this movie, they call her Mima, and we all loved her. And Mr. Cornelius, Mr. Cornelius and Mima, they were cute. I stayed interested in this movie the entire time. I live tweeted, and I loved it so much that I wanted to record an episode on my podcast to just share that with you. This movie gave me all the feels, especially when Jack professed his love for Brenda. I was moved. Yeah, I was so moved. I love this movie. My kiddo came into the room and said, "Oh, you must be watching Hallmark." I really enjoyed it. If you'd like to watch it, it re-airs. By the time I post this, it would have already aired. But I'm just going to say on March 27th on Hallmark, on the Hallmark channel at 6 p.m. Eastern. And again, Thursday, March 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern. Next Sunday, April 3rd at noon Eastern. It's also on demand until March 29th. And that's on the files package I have. So you'll have to check your own packages to see how long or if it's on demand at all. But those times it airs, March 27th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then April 3rd at noon. You have to take time and check it out. If you haven't seen it and you like romantic movies, I recommend checking this one out. You won't be disappointed. If you have seen it, you have to tell me what you think. I loved it. Leave me a comment and let me know. All right. So that's all I wanted to share, and that's all I have. So be sure to come back and give me a listen. I'd love for you to like, share, follow, and subscribe, and consider leaving me a message. I'd love to engage with you. All right. My name is Danielle, and you're listening to my podcast, Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, I appreciate your support. And that's all I have. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.